Well, after 10 years of this Liberal government, the elites and insiders have never had it so good, have they? And if you thought the last guy was bad, well, this Prime Minister, Mark Carney, is stacking his government and big taxpayer-funded agencies with his globalist buddies and corporate elites all over the place, using your tax dollars to do it. Get this, it came out that the Liberals paid out big taxpayer-funded bonuses to bureaucrats for virtually no real work. At the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation, whose whole job is supposed to be to make housing affordable, but there's a housing crisis in every corner of Canada right now. Imagine this, executives pocketed $30 million in bonuses paid for by your tax dollars. That's about $42,000 each. At Export Development Canada, 79% of executives cashed in on bonuses averaging $143,000 each. Then over at the Business Development Bank of Canada, executives took home an average of $216,000 in bonuses. As if bankers deserve more bonuses when, because of these Liberals, Canadian small businesses are going under in every part of the country. It's a colossal failure, but they're getting paid with your tax dollars for it. And in Mark Carney's new defense procurement office, of course, he's hired one of his banker buddies, and he's paying him $679,000 a year. That doesn't even include bonuses, which I'm sure he'll also receive soon. And what a shame that during Remembrance Week, when all Canadians are supposed to be honoring past and present Canadian service members who fought and fight for Canada bravely, Mark Carney is instead choosing to pay his Bay Street banker CEO buddy almost $700,000. Meanwhile, the Auditor General reported that many of Canada's serving soldiers are living in military housing that they describe as, quote, having unsafe drinking water, toilets that don't flush, and deteriorating walls. Some support for our brave Canadian Armed Forces members and the people who love them. But of course, these Liberals have a track record of making life more difficult for Canada's soldiers, especially for Canada's veterans. Meanwhile, in Carney's new major projects office that he set up to fake to you that big projects will get built at, he said, speeds never seen before, except that, of course, the only thing that's happened so far is approvals of already approved projects and approvals of second phase construction that should have been approved in the first place automatically anyway. The head of that office, which Carney has been planning for up to 7 months, is getting north of $577,000, while all the stats show that Canadians working in natural resources jobs all across the country are about to lose them at higher rates than ever before, precisely because of the last lost anti-development Liberal decade. And if you're wondering why there's a pay gap between those two bigwigs, well, the Liberals' track record on how they treat women speaks for itself. Can you say fake feminists? Each one of those payouts could have been a down payment on a first home for a young family or a single Canadian who deserves to be able to work hard and put away money for a home, for rent or a mortgage they can afford, or for families who are struggling more than ever before, or imagine for a tax cut so you can keep more money in your pockets in the first place instead of it disappearing into the black holes of government where it's used to pad the pockets of the buddies of this Prime Minister. Meanwhile, the youth unemployment rate in Canada is now a staggering 15%. After a decade of Liberal failure, young people are being forced to move back into their parents' basements. Rents and mortgage payments have doubled. Home prices are up over 50%. And this is really chilling. But 700,000 kids are forced to rely on food banks every single month. Canadians are going to food banks after work, not grocery stores anymore, because of these Liberals. And what does Mark Carney think the solution is? Well, according to him, you need to make more sacrifices. And he actually said it himself. He doesn't think you've sacrificed enough. So when the Prime Minister says Canadians have to sacrifice, he doesn't mean his rich corporate friends. He doesn't mean the executives. He doesn't mean the insiders or elites. He means the young Canadians and the struggling Canadians who have given up on the dream of ever owning a home, the millions of Canadians lining up at food banks, and the families that are skipping meals because of skyrocketing grocery prices and having to choose between heating, eating, driving, or housing themselves. This is the Liberal reality, while Canadians struggle because of them. Carney's insiders cash in millions of your taxpayer dollars, while young Canadians lose hope. The old boys club, well, they just get richer courtesy of this Prime Minister and your tax dollars. So you know what? This is the truth, and we all know it. Only Conservatives will bring jobs, growth, hope, and homes to Canada to put Canadians first for a change and for an affordable life for everyone.